Near mint condition, the home of collected editions.
That cover's so awesome.
This is Mr. Chris Claremont, a legend.
Melanie goes,
Tired.
That's right. Today, I, the Uncanny Omar, am at Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. So we're going to take a tour at this amazing warehouse that he's going to start opening up once a month to the public. So let's actually start doing that. So here we are on the 4th floor. This is the warehouse. This is where he has a lot of the stuff. So we start off with some light novels up here. And again, opening up the shop once a month to the public, which is really cool. There's some books, if you're interested in that. But really, it's the collected editions, and they are so tall, so big. That's like you need like a ladder to get up to some of these places, unless I guess you're super tall. But he's got everything. They've got everything. They got the manga. They've got collected editions, hardcovers, compendiums, Image, DC, Marvel, all separated, and pretty easy to find too. Like the guys that he's got here just know exactly where to look. It's pretty cool. Of course, it's all labeled too in alphabetical order. So let me give you a glimpse as to what's over here. So we've got some Image, the one volume 3 that sticks out because they need a new printing of it. And over here, and we'll look at the downstairs area in a little bit to show you what kind of stuff is for sale. Like they have it's like a naked and dense cell, but it's pretty cool because they let you weigh it. But up here is, I think if you have part of a membership or something, you get some kind of discount. I'm not really sure. It's just so weird to be talking about Walt's Comic Shop and actually being here after years of doing the ads and actually interviewing him a couple times. It's just really cool to be here. So we have Dark Horse over here, and then we have Manga. And the Manga, again, alphabetical order. Not really by publisher, but just alphabetical order. And we've got some box sets. We've got deluxe editions. What are those new beautiful Yan books right there? Tokyo Revengers, which reminds me I need to pick some up. And over here, more manga. So, both the box sets up there. Not just Toilet Mound, but also Legend of Zelda and Seven Deadly. The quintessential quintuplets. And more deluxe editions. More box sets. And hardcovers. So it's not like just one volume. It's multiple volumes. Multiple copies of volumes 3, for example. One Punch, One Piece box sets. Yeah, multiple copies of certain volume numbers. And I noticed some stuff in here has been out of print for a while. So it's got to be cool to like walk into the warehouse here and find a copy of something you've been looking for that you thought has been out of print for a long time. Skip beat. Like I forgot that they were doing this in this big format. I remember Melanie really liking that. So Walking Dead. Hey, look at that. Doing a live stream from here. Well, not by the time you see this. This will be out a couple weeks later. Monster, which is a masterpiece if you haven't had a chance to read it. And here's some other deluxe editions. I'm surprised we haven't had more of Clamp in the Lux Edition format. Like, how has that not happened? Well, we've had Magic Knight Unearthed, Card Capture Sakura, although we need a box set of that. Other manga, and there are people shopping too. Lots of JoJo's, lots of Initial D, which I didn't know we were up to volume 7. And some box sets and Fairy Tail, Fire Force, Bleach box sets. Man, I remember when those box sets would go out of print. Then Viz said, okay, we'll keep them in print. And over here, we've got one of the greatest, Berserk, of course. Which, if you've seen my tours of this Berlin, you saw that they have different versions of Berserk here. So this wraps up the manga on this side. And then we'll start some of the American stuff, mainly DC. And there we go. Okay. So now we have in alphabetical order DC stuff. But all the DC finest are together. So I find that interesting because when I saw a little bit earlier, the epics are done, epics are mixed in with regular trade paperbacks. But this over here, more of the DC books, deluxe editions, trade paperbacks, standard size hardcovers. Yeah, it's wicked that he is opening this up. All right, here we go. This is actually really well organized. X-Men, Onslaught Aftermath, Joe Mad cover, gone. Joe Mad cover, gone. Onslaught? Nope, not Onslaught. So, like, they actually have what's supposed to be there. That's really cool. And of course, I had one of my viewers ask me, if you're going to go to Walt, see if he's got an X-Men Volume 2. Like, I think that one is out of print, if I'm not mistaken. The X-Men by Claremont and Lee, Volume 2. That's Volume 2, yeah. Wolverine, which of course we need a reprint of Volume 1. One day. Hello. And then over here, more Omnis on the right-hand side. Again, in alphabetical order. So more Uncanny X-Men. I think it was Uncanny 1 that people were asking me to find. Yeah, it's gone, unfortunately. Out of print right now. Ultimate Spider-Man 2 is also out of print. Is that 2 or 1? Oh no, that is 2. Wonder if somebody's gonna pick it up. Probably. That one's out of print, and who knows when they'll end up reprinting it. And then we go back to some DC stuff. With some of the Wildstorm stuff, some of the young adult stuff, some standard size hardcovers, deluxe editions, The Death of Superman, compendiums, box sets, and over here are more Dark Horse right here, and the, oh my gosh, the Crepax. This is stuff that I've been wanting to check out. I never went down the rabbit hole because I couldn't find, when it was coming out at the time, the first box set. And now it's back in print. I'm like, oh, I can't do it. I can't. Some of these are the library editions. There's the gallery editions and some treasury editions down there. And then the poster books that Marvel released for a while. And we went down that way. And then we have more Omnis, of course. The 1960s Omnis. The Marvel Classics Omnis. Arthur Adams. The Judgment Day. Alias. It's just gotta be fun to work here, right? So then we have trade paperbacks. Sorry, I gotta film this moment. That's too adorable. That's Walt's wife and kid just came in to celebrate his 5-year anniversary That's adorable. I had to capture that moment. I don't think anybody was taking a picture of it. And then, of course, over here. So yes, I am here for his 5th year anniversary. He was kind enough to bring me over here to Berlin, and that's why I'm here filming. And I always wanted to film like the inside of these warehouses. Like, I'm sure I'll make it up to cheap graphic novels one day and film that to see what it looks like. I just love to see how they all... I would find this to be madness, but they've managed to actually make it pretty easy for somebody that doesn't really know a ton about comics to find the books in alphabetical order, what's in stock, because they do have a system, of course, that they see, like what is in print, what isn't in print. But more Omnis over here on the left, like the Fantastic Four. So this was a lot more full earlier, but this is the kind of sale that Walt's having over here, which is weighing the books. And of course, some of these Omnis weigh a lot. So good luck. But that's a really cool sale. Like, I love the fact that it's like you weigh the books. Some of them have damages, so, but they're like minor damages. Very cool. Just wanted to show that before. Hey, wait a second now. I do like that issue. No, I cannot get into the single issues. That would be crazy, right? Right. That would be. That would be crazy. Don't do that. Don't. That would be stupid. All right. All right. Oh, these are bundles. And then single issues over here.
Amazing stuff.
Yeah. Solid.
All amazing, but this is more amazing because it will be mine.
That's right. And of course, now that takes us to X-Men. And Fantastic Four. Doom 2099. I know it says Fantastic Four, but it's Doom, right? It's Doom 2099. The Godzilla books. Again, everything in an alphabetical order. And over here, we have trade paperbacks, deluxe editions, and epics all mixed in together. That's pretty cool. The X Lives of Wolverine, X Deaths. And there's even some stuff from PRH that is in here. Some of the Marvel art of. And X-Men, yes. They actually have it labeled the first printing. Interesting. And then the new trades. The Dawn of X era. Now we're on the opposite side here, where we still have alphabetical deluxe editions, and then we have Masterworks. Hashtag save the Masterworks. And on the opposite side, we have more Omnis. More of the Marvel Omnis in alphabetical order. Somebody was really sweet and bought New Warriors Omnibus Volume 2. No, actually it was this one. They bought this one and had me sign it. And at first I was hesitant, but I've kind of learned to say yes, because I know it means something to somebody. So that was really sweet. But Fabian, I did joke, like, when Fabian sees that opens that book up, he's gonna be like, what the hell? How did Omar sign this before I did? That happened before. Who was it? It might have been a Chip Zdarsky omnibus. Somebody had at a convention. And then there was an absolute edition that somebody had, and they had me sign it before they had met. I think it was a Chip book. And before they met Chip Zdarsky, and he was like, Omar signed this before me? My goal is to have him just scratch my name out and then sign his name. That's my goal. And okay, anyway, where was I? Yes, Fantastic Four over here. We've got the Abrams book, and the limited edition one. And again, in alphabetical order, Epic Collections. And we'll come down this way, where we have some Dick Tracy, and something really cool that Christian and the gang here at Walt's Comic Shop are doing is this Criterion Collection type of thing, which is Kenny Porter and I were going to start doing a couple of years ago. He suggested doing it. Oh, look at all the Omnis over here. We'll come back and look at the other shelf here in a second. We're just going around and picking like 4 different titles of books that mean something to me. I thought that was a really cool idea. I think Kenny and our idea for like the Criterion Collection in my basement was going to be a little bit different, but that's okay. I like the way that Walt did it. So I had to pick like 4 different books, and you have to see what I pick by following his channel. I think he's having Christian Ward and those guys downstairs like actually pick theirs as well. Man, there's got so many different titles, and he sells books just that have been translated into English too. There's not really any of the Euro comics in here, as you probably saw at some of the stores that I went to. He sells mainly the American stuff, which is what his viewers like, and his viewers love reading English comics that are in English. Even the stuff that has been printed here in Europe and translated into English is what they will read. All right, let's get to some DC. We got some Vertigo stuff. We've got some Absolute editions all the way down there, across, and then, of course, in alphabetical order. And Books of Magic. The Metal book, I forgot it had a direct market cover and a variant or a standard edition cover. That book, I don't know how many times I've bought over and over. And over here, more of the Omnis. And the music, by the way, that is playing in the background, if you can hear it, is just for today. They got somebody to play some music while people are shopping around. It's pretty cool. It gives you that supermarket type of feel. And over here are some Oni Press books and independent books over here, like Clover Press. So it's something that they don't really play the whole time. It's just something that they have decided to play while people are shopping around, which I think is a pretty cool idea. And now some Epic Collections again. And over here, we got some books. And then we're going to go downstairs to show you exactly the kind of pretty cool cell. So this is not just opened by itself. Like there's a downstairs area on the 3rd floor that you'll see perhaps some of the books that, or the kind of cell that he's having. But this gives you an idea as to how big all of this is. How immense it is. So that's it. That was the tour of Walt's Comic Shop. And this place is amazing. Like if you ever come here to Berlin, you need to check this out. And a big thank you again to Walt and his team. They put this amazing thing on this crazy Saturday together. I don't know how. And I was still able to do my live stream. So thank you all for watching. Hit that like button on the way out. Stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.